Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so grateful to have you here. Today I want to talk about seasoning a new mortar and pestle. These are mostly used for grinding up different herbs and spices to be used in medicines and teas or even in cooking. So there are a couple of reasons that you need to season this before you use it. The inside of these can actually be kind of rough and porous with little cracks and crevices, and there can actually be loose chunks of stone. So when you go to use it the first time, if you haven't seasoned it, you could get chunks of stone into your food or into your medicine or whatever it is that you're making. And it also helps to provide an antimicrobial, like antibacterial layer so that anything that gets in the cracks or crevices isn't creating bacteria and germs in there. Now, this particular one is made of marble, but this same process works on basically any kind if you have a granite or whatever. It's a really simple process, but it is kind of time consuming, but there's only a couple of things that you need. I'm going to show you what those are real quick. The first thing that you need is just some plain white rice. You need about 3 tablespoons full. And here I have a mixture of sea salt, freshly ground black peppercorns, and turmeric. You need about a teaspoon of each. And the last thing is just a couple of cloves of fresh garlic. And I also want to mention that I have this like crocheted cloth here on the surface that I'm going to be grinding and working on. You may want something like this to prevent your mortar from slipping and sliding around and to prevent any like scraping or scratching of the surface that you're working on. I'm going to show you guys a time lapse of me going through each of the steps in just a moment, but first I just kind of wanted to run through what they are. The first thing that you're going to do is take about a tablespoon of the rice at a time and put it into the mortar and grind it down into a fine powder. You're going to do that about 3 times. And it's going to be a lot of work and it's going to be fairly time consuming. So this part you might want to be sitting down, get somewhere comfortable. It actually works best for me if I get it kind of close up to my body and work at it in this kind of a motion and sort of spin and grind and use the edges of the mortar to kind of work with you. If you're just trying to like mash and grind it in there, it's going to take you a really long time and it's going to wear on the palm of your hand very quickly. So after you do the rice powder about 3 times, you're just going to wipe it all out. And the next step is to take your spice mixture, pour that in, and do the same thing. Just kind of grind and grind and grind and get it all evenly coated throughout the whole bowl. The last step is to take your garlic cloves and do the same thing. Grind them down, mash them until all the juices and the oils are just oozing out of it. And you want that all to seep into the cracks and the crevices, and it's going to seal that rice powder and the spices into those cracks and crevices and create that antibacterial, antimicrobial barrier so that whatever you're producing in here isn't going to get any bacteria or anything like that. And one last thing I wanted to mention before I get started is whenever I'm working with something that I'm going to use to heal or nourish my family, I like to set clear intentions for that process. So before I get started, I'm just going to light a candle and play some nice music and speak aloud the intentions of healing and nourishment that I have for this in the life of myself and my family. All right, so I'm going to dump this out and repeat the process 2 more times, and I will see you guys back here for the next step. Now, after you get done with the garlic, you just rinse it out with some warm water and use a clean brush to lightly scrub the surface. You never want to clean your mortar and pestle with soap because that can get down into those cracks and crevices, and then it will get into whatever food or medicine that you're making, and you do not want that. You can repeat this process as often as you think is necessary, but it really does depend on how often you're using it. I can already tell this is so much smoother, and I'm so excited to get using it and making some magical things to help heal and nourish my family. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful to you. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Or if you have a different method of seasoning your mortar and pestle, please share it with me. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on all of my latest videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you more than you know. I hope you have a wonderful night. Please do not forget to do something to take care of yourself. Bye.